Welcome back to the TheKrispyKackAttack. I am Crispy.
I am Cack. What are we doing today, man?
Dude, today we're going to do something a little bit different.
And by different, you mean completely the same as most of the stuff we do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, we're not doing a reaction.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
This time we're not doing a reaction, okay? But
album review. We're going legit, people.
Yeah.
We're going legit.
Full fucking review. So
it's gonna be a sit-down Sasinski of a fucking video, just so you know.
So we're going to be talking about Carnosus and their new album, 2020.
Dogma of the Deceased.
Dogma of the Deceased.
Yes.
Yes. Fucking thanks.
To like prefix this, this is my album of the year. Just straight up.
It's also my album of the year this year.
It
It is currently
Rightly
holding
so.
down #1 spot. I think for a multitude of reasons, which we're gonna get into in this video. First, I just want to fucking do a little bit of an outline of the band. They are a Swedish technical death metal band.
Melodic death metal
thrash.
band, thrash.
There's thrash in there too.
Dude, there's so much going on in this
a combination
fucking
of things.
Textured.
They released an EP, a 4-track EP in 2016.
Yeah.
Followed up with a single.
2017. It was Funereal Desires.
Right, which is a song off the album, but with an entirely different mix when it was released originally.
Yeah. Which goes to show a single from this album was released in 2017 and only came out this year. They've been cooking this for a long time. That's a 3-year turnover, man. Fuck, nearly 4-year turnover. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
pretty much. They would have been working on
insane.
this since they dropped their EP, and then
and it shows. This
the,
album really shows just how much time and effort and revision went into it, because it feels like it was laboured over. Like none of these songs feel like they were just kind of like shat out in the jam room, you know, throw a couple of riffs together. They took their time with this, and you can really tell. Absolutely,
for sure. They really thought about putting these riffs together.
Yeah, just kind of like half the course when it comes to Swedish metal bands, though. They're just always ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Always ahead of the fucking curve.
I think what really caught me the most about this record was their ability to mix in all of our favourite sort of things from the subgenres, I guess.
Yeah, all the different facets of metal, you know. Even stuff that we didn't really, because like we're not big thrash fans. We're not
huge thrash fans, although we do love a bit of fucking thrash. We're not huge thrash fans, but
usually like my thrash supplemented with a bit of death metal, so you know they balance those elements together really fucking well. Kept everything melodic and bouncy the whole way through too.
Compositionally speaking, there was so much flow. Everything just flowed into each other just so fucking well.
Yeah.
Tried
a lot of different things. A lot of these songs really do have their own feel. They go their own places, but everything feels consistent. You know, the whole way through.
The shred is off the absolute charts. It's off the absolute charts.
Indeed.
You've got riff after riff, and then that's just fucking layered on top of a fucking epic solo, and then another fucking epic solo. It's probably the songs that have 2 solos in them. But then there's like some solos that have even like solo underneath the solo. And then there's songs.
Sometimes it's hard to tell if the riff is just a riff or if the riff counts as a solo sometimes. Like, that's what I'm saying. There is so much, what's the word? Virtuosity here. These guys are incredible musicians. Even at times when they aren't necessarily playing anything complicated, the way it's structured is so fucking impressive.
Does it have everything to do with the fact that they are Swedish, or the fact that they are signed to Satanith Records?
Satanith. I forgot about that. Oh man, it's the perfect label.
It is the perfect name for a fucking record label if you're pumping out fucking metal fucking albums. Like,
Chris, I believe that you put it actually really well when it comes to like defining how they sound comparatively speaking. You can be just described as a mix of Dahlia, Inferi, Revocation, Alter Beast, maybe some like Viscera or something like that.
There were a few kind of grindy bits that I felt were really nice and aggressive that had the same sort of aggression as Viscera. Maybe not grindy in the sense of the mix or the way that it's being played, but definitely some more thrashier sort of elements in there that had a bit of a Viscera type feel. The mix itself is extremely clean. It is an extremely clean mix, but not so clean that it's like, oh man, this is like overproduced, you know? They don't have like overly saturated effects on their guitars.
Oh, dude, that's exactly what I was about to say. The clarity and just how organic this album feels goes such a long way, because I liken it to something like, and even I'd say that this has a better mix than a lot of Inferi's work. I mean, I'd say maybe End of an Era, Rebirth, maybe Revenant probably definitely step towards that, but it's so organic, man, and that really goes a long way, because especially with this kind of stuff, the more technical leaning stuff, there's a tendency for it to get completely squeaked clean and just nothing organic, nothing natural seeping through.
I think it's a lot to do with the drums as well.
I agree, 100%.
They really kept it really nice and clean.
They feel organic. I don't feel like a lot, if any of this was kind of replaced or layered with any kind of samples or any shit like that. It feels very fucking organic.
So we've talked about the guitars, we've talked about the riffs, we've talked about the mix, we've talked about the drums. Let's talk about the vocals.
Oh man, Strinad-esque. Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
I mean, like,
it's kind of a major thing that I think signed us onto this band so quickly.
I threw this at my homie Fabian. Fabian, shouts out to you if you're fucking watching this. I threw it to him and he was like, "Well, this is the Black Dahlia record that we didn't get," and I was like,
fuck's sake, that's exactly what I've been thinking. This is everything that Verminous wasn't.
Everything Verminous wasn't.
Yes.
This is plus some. Plus, if you wanted some verification, these guys are bringing some verification.
Exactly.
Some of that shit.
It's interesting that when we were going through all the bands, it's like, I would take this over Alter Beast. I would take this over recent Dahlia. I would take this over recent Revocation. I think the only band that still manages to stay on that par is Inferi, to be totally honest.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just because they're Inferi.
A band that we missed the comparison with as well, that's been sitting at the top of our list since last year, is Hath. In some of the tunes, especially this one that's going on in the background, Total Tyranny.
I feel that.
So
much atmospheric dissonance.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Bringing to the fucking table.
Absolutely. They took a lot of gambles on this album, I feel. There are some sections that legitimately, I think, like, if you're coming into this without maybe a bit more of maybe the progressive mindset, some of this stuff might fuck you up a little bit, because even though the vast majority of their stuff is still in 4/4, the deceptive ass shit
they play with time in some sections, you know, they fucking fuck with the time and shit.
Fucking with the dynamic accents.
Are we still in 4/4?
Yeah. I don't know. Once if you're into that concept of music is like it's a jigsaw puzzle, and it's like sometimes you've got to kind of look at it from a different angle for it to make sense. This is definitely an album that will appeal to you, because the concept of songs just having so much depth, being able to dissect them, I feel like this album's very fucking good for that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Back to the vocals. I just want to say as well. Even though it is like Travis-esque type vocals, he's bringing a very unique style to the table, in the sense that where his highs, when he gets into a certain range, they're very much his own. Very much his own. And then like our favorite type of vocals is just like the standard, like, your Cannibal Corpse-y type,
your false chord shit,
your false chord death metal type vocals, which don't take away anything from the riffs, but that's what he has. But he has it in such a refined way that it's adding to everything,
so
not just not taking away from anything that's going on. It's adding so much more as well. And that's quite hard to do in death metal.
I'll tell you, there have been times, in my history of listening to Dahlia, where I felt in certain sections that Strinad maybe could have pushed a bit lower. He does tend to favour the mid and high range and uses his lows mainly, to punctuate just a certain part of the song. I felt that this guy just took it a lot further, but pushed the lows a lot more in the sections where dynamically it would fit, which was really fucking satisfying. That he didn't just settle for sticking with his mid. He actually pushed to actually go a bit low, which I don't. Again, he's not the kind of vocalist that I think spends too much time in anything, really. I feel like he's got a lot of variety going. He's always mixing it up.
He's always mixing it up all the way through this entire record. And look, dude, it is a 45-minute record, and it does not slow pace, not even one tiny aorta for a fucking millisecond. From start to finish, it grabs you, pulls you in, and just is relentlessly fucking virtuous. Is that a word?
Virtuosic?
Virtuosic?
Virtuosic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, know what we mean.
Yeah, you know what we fucking mean. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Which it's I don't know about you guys, but that just keeps getting rarer and rarer for me. You know, losing focus on albums.
Especially on such a long fucking record as well.
Longer albums. This, you know, we've been talking a lot about, you know, a lot of records we've been looking at lately have been under the 40-minute mark, or even around the 30-minute mark. And you know, focusing. We even said it in our previous video, the Sensory of Music video we did. Quality over quantity. You know, that you know, it's hard to produce an 11, 12 track album and it's all fucking killer, and my god did they nail it. They nailed it.
I listened to it from beginning to end without fucking worries in the goddamn
it's a back to fronter for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, man.
Anyway,
if you had to pick, to close things out, talk about all the different elements, it's an absolute recommendation for us. That goes without saying. If you had to name maybe your 3 favorite tracks off the album, what would they be?
Funereal, Lost to Funereal Desires. I think because that's got the pinchy.
Yes, the pinchy riff, man.
The pinchy riff. Yes. Fucking just, I love a good.
It's very naughty.
Riff.
It's very
fucking naughty. Very cheeky riff. But honestly, like there's not one fucking track that I would skip or not fucking like. I love every single one of these tracks, and it's been very hard to pick a favorite. They all bring something new to the table.
I feel like it kind of shifts as time goes on. I'd probably go with the Total Tyranny.
I love the opening and the track. The hook in Total Tyranny.
The hook is amazing, man. The bass work and that song is fucking incredible.
We didn't talk about the bass, damn it! We need more time. Oh, it's so fat. It's so fat. The mix just, everything shines through when it needs to. That's how brilliant this mix is.
So tasty.
Go listen to this record.
Bass tone is fucking incredible. Yeah, Total Tyranny.
Show this band some fucking support.
Insidious Savior and Empire of Gloom. The goddamn sweepity tappities in the start of Empire of Gloom just get me every time. There's a riff in that song that's just moist meter over 1,000, man. It's fucking incredible.
For sure. Anyway, thanks for fucking hanging out, listening to this review. This is the first time we've done something like this, so show us some fucking love, leave a fucking
improve over time.
Yep, subscribe to this shit, and we'll do some more. This album was too long to fucking do a react to. So.
As much as we would have liked to, it would have been like an hour and 20 minutes or whatever bullshit. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
We just give you the fucking high notes. How about that?
Go check it out. Go fucking follow
Dogma
this
of the
band.
Deceased by Carnosus. Easily our album of the year at the moment.
Awesome. See you later.